something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life real. I'm something like a.
We live.
We live. All right. Who we got for MVP? We got LeBron.
It's MBK. My brothers keep hold up. We here, niggas. Pressure. Chick. Something like a big deal.
Westbrook.
I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life.
Harden.
Big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life.
Leonard.
I said on the road to riches and diamond rings. I'm a real nigga, pop that thing. And if you're slow with my bucks and you're rockin' some shine, no pressure.
Those are your four choices. Who do we have? I'll start off because I'm going to start off with the first one. Who should win? I'm going to go with LeBron James. LeBron James should be MVP this year. He should be MVP every year. With the last decade, you know, just being quite honest. If he leaves his team, it would be catastrophic. Number two, his numbers and his stats. His numbers and his stats are up there with Russ and Harden. And you know, and he's winning. You know, he's on a winning ball club. You know what I mean? Who's projected to go to the playoffs and then the finals. So I mean, with that,
in the East Coast,
it's something about that player that makes him so valuable. Then I think he's better than Harden and Russell Westbrook. And remember, they're in the East. I mean, the West. So Russ. No, not actually. It's hard trying to score 180 points in the time frame that they give him. That's about it that they have over there in the West.
It was so hard.
But they don't play that. They don't play that much defense.
He's so nice that he needed more people to come help him.
Who won last year? East or West?
He needed
Who won last year? East or the West in June. That's what I was wondering.
Okay.
Just making sure. But LeBron James is the hands down MVP every single year until he retires. And it's really a fact.
They signed Corver. They signed, what's it called again? Andrew Bogut for more help. Traded for Corver for more help. And who else he just signed for more help? But he's the MVP.
Yeah, it just happened.
Okay.
What about all the other years?
Let me go into my pick right there. Seeing that this guy is so nice, he carries it by himself. He needs all his help. I'm going to Russell Westbrook right now. He's a hands down MVP.
Yeah, turnover king.
Can I go? The numbers that he's putting up, he just had a rare triple-double that was like he hit every shot, didn't miss no shot. Never been done before. The numbers he's putting up, he's averaging a triple-double, and his team is winning with barely anybody on there. They just got help. What's the guy they traded for? Todd Egyptian, and they just went on a little run now. So he's hands down the MVP. The numbers he's putting up is eclipsing anybody. There's nobody who's really talking to him right now.
Yeah, but how many turnovers does he have?
What does that mean?
Game?
He's winning with no help. LeBron has a team that's full of all-stars that he's winning with, and they're like 2 games up in the East on the next team.
Yo, I mean,
and he has the rest.
It's remarkable what he's doing, but
it is.
The turnovers are ridiculous.
Okay, but
how many points he scored against the Warriors the other day?
We're going over 1 game.
Yeah, 15 points.
It's an 82-game season, and you're going over 1 game.
Nobody cares.
Okay, I know.
Nobody cares.
I know. But LeBron is so nice. He needs so much help.
I would say I almost got convinced that LeBron's MVP because that's my boy too. But I would have to go with Harden this year. Not for I'm not a Harden fan, but when you take D'Antoni, who was much maligned, and then you take Harden, and they come together, and he's having this great season, and you know it's either him or Westbrook really to me. But I would agree, LeBron is the best player every year, pretty much.
Stay with that.
James Harden. James Harden. I'm just saying. No, James Harden, my pick, is between him and Westbrook. I'm just saying LeBron is the best player in the league, though. That's it.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. So let's switch teams now. You put Harden on Houston. You put Harden on OKC and put Westbrook on Houston.
Team would be better than OKC.
Yeah, agree.
Then the same thing. Harden's team would be better than Westbrook's team to me.
Why?
On OKC, right? On OKC, right?
If you put it on OKC,
OKC, yeah, hell yeah, he would.
Why do I?
Harden? Yeah. Harden won better on OKC.
Here's why I think so.
OKC.
The reason I think so is he's a better shooter. Yeah. So he's a better passer. He's a better Harden than Westbrook. When Westbrook was playing with Harden and Durant, who was the playmaker on that team out of those three? when they went to the finals? Everybody said Harden.
Westbrook.
Harden.
Harden was just
Everybody said
Harden
Harden.
was just getting to the lane. He was just getting the easy shots. He was getting to
When
the
they
foul
would
line.
close out the
That's
game,
what it
he would be
was.
the
That's why
ball handler.
he was just going to the basket. That's why he was the ball handler.
But
He was the one.
okay, but
He was
Westbrook was
distributing.
on the
He
court.
was just. He was getting all the foul calls. He was getting everything. He was getting all his own shots.
Well, Westbrook was
that's
on
why
the
they
court.
were
He was more of a six man on that team. He was.
Yeah, but when he
he
was
came in,
coming in,
had
he
no
shouldn't have been.
pressure. He came in, had no pressure. He scored off the bench.
Well, I'm saying when he came in the game, he was the primary ball handler.
He was
That's
the
all I'm
point
trying to
guard.
say.
He was the point guard.
I would.
Okay, for
I
12
picked
minutes
Harden over
for 12
Westbrook.
minutes out of the game, he was the
You know,
point guard.
all right, you know what? I would say Harden would do better.
You put
Harden would do
OKC.
better.
You put OKC and Houston with Westbrook. His numbers would be even crazier. And plus, the team's a little better on Houston.
Yo, I just get the
Houston
sense.
would be better.
I just get the sense that
Who's Houston power forward?
I'm about to say, how much better is
Who's Houston power
Houston
forward?
than last year? How much
Oh,
better
yeah,
are
because they
they?
got more
Who's
shooters.
Houston power forward?
But I'm saying Houston got more shooters.
Exactly. OKC got a way better team than them.
Okay,
They just got more scorers.
This team
They play-
is, that's why
they play defense over
D'Antoni
there.
needs credit too, though. Because
see,
he,
they
They
defense over there.
confusing. You confusing like. Alright, you want to say MVP? You gotta go with Harden. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say better, quote unquote, all around player, because
The
Westbrook.
better overall player is the MVP.
No. We're not
That's
saying.
the case.
If we were saying that, no, we're not
I'm a
going by
better
that. We
overall
saying the
player, so I have
season.
MVP.
We going by season after season. We going by season.
No, we're going by this season.
We going by
not
this
every
season. This season
We're
right
going by
now.
year.
This season right now. The best player in the game. See, you get it twisted. The best player in the game is LeBron James. You feel me? He's the best player in the game. If you want to be technical, if you really want to be technical, every year LeBron should be MVP. Every year.
But he told you
You know what I'm
Harden.
saying? And if you really want to be technical, LeBron James could be MVP every year because he's the best player in the game.
That's not the question.
You know what I'm saying? So the question is, who's the MVP? Is James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Because his record.
So
you know-
LeBron's not better than him this year, that's all.
No, it's not that LeBron's not better than him. It's just that James Harden is having a great season. He's had, just like Steph Curry had a great season last year. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make him the best player in the league, in the game.
That was perfect. What you just said. Yeah,
Look at LeBron, and it showed in the finals who was the best player in the NBA. LeBron James. It showed in the finals who's
had
the best player.
season.
But Steph Curry had the best season in the
By
NBA.
far.
So
It
that
showed
made him
because
the
It
MVP.
showed because their big man went out and they
No.
lost their entire.
Come on,
That's what it showed?
Mitch.
That's what it
There were
showed?
several rounds.
It was seven rounds to nothing. They
were
lost their
seven
big man.
rounds to
No.
Come on, can I get it out? They lost their big man. They lost Draymond Green, and after that, this series just changed.
Hold on.
That's it.
Remember,
Well, everybody likes to do that, though.
So Steph Curry played the same way. Steph Curry played the same way in the
The
finals
defense.
that he did. Oh, something called the defense.
I'm saying, it was the
I think the
first-
same
the
thing would
first
happen to Russ and
What happened
Harden.
when he was
The
playing
same thing.
OKC?
The first time they played him, the first year they played him when they lost, LeBron didn't have his full amount of players on his team.
But then Steph played
And
the same
still
way.
with the
That's
game
why they
6.
lost.
But you
But
forget-
they lost.
And still with the game 6.
And you forget the
without
OKC
Kyrie.
series. He didn't play well in that series either,
No.
Steph.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about it against LeBron. That's the argument. Is
Do you think that Steph should have been the MVP of the league last year?
I'm talking.
You just making up your own arguments.
He should have been.
Yeah.
The way he played in the finals, though.
It's about the
No,
season.
this is-
All right, wait. Okay. Wait.
No,
You
entertaining
have
for
a
a second.
finals
Just
MVP.
entertaining
No,
for a
I'm
second.
not.
You have number
MVP.
one, number two
You have
going
playoffs
against each other
MVP,
in the
and you have regular
finals.
season
Number
MVP.
one gets bashed.
Yeah.
Number one gets bashed.
Yeah.
there is some truth to like what you're saying with.
So what I'm saying, point this way, baby.
Yeah, but so like LeBron, technically LeBron could be MVP every year, but you know what, man?
Is
But
there any more rumors?
you know what? But every year the stats change and players play, and so the stats change and plus players change. I would have to say like Westbrook with little help, with like no players to help him. You know, he's doing amazing things, averaging triple double. You know, I mean, he's going to break a record. So, I mean, you have to give credit for that. You know, the MVP season, you know, he's basically playing like street ball with a bunch of random people he's just picking up off the street. You. Westbrook.
I like that.
And he's
true.
still in the
That is
playoff
true.
hunt. He's still in the playoff hunt, you know what I'm saying? So that makes him a contender, even though they're not the top echelon of the team. They're still in the playoff hunt. So, you know what? He's in the MVP conversation because he's dominating his position, Westbrook.
What about Kawhi Leonard? Do you think Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi Leonard. What do you think?
He's a good player, but I think it's a more so the system. It's a product of the whole system. The whole system does well, so he fits into that system. I don't know if you take him off that team and put him somewhere else that he puts up those same numbers. I think it's that whole San Antonio system, how they push out players and make them that level. That's why he gets the credit he does. But I don't
And
think
he's a victim of being on a boring team.
Exactly.
that's
They've been boring.
He's boring.
You never get excited on a Spurs game.
Yeah,
You never get excited.
yeah.
Just like
You're a
Tim
victim
Duncan,
of a
he's
boring
not
team.
trying to
Tim
say
Duncan, all of them.
Yeah.
But when you
Great,
look at Kawhi,
phenomenal, but they're boring.
you look at Kawhi, he has 50, 40, 90 numbers, last year? And I think he's close to that again this year. He's had some crazy numbers, but like you said, he's victim of
And he's
being
one of the
boring.
top. He's one of the top defensive players out.
Nobody's nobody's. You're not watching the Spurs. So.
Something like a big deal. I get chicken, but still in my life real. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal.